When my father died in 1987, Temba could not come to the funeral. It was too dangerous for him to come back. The UDF took over my father's funeral. It was Comrade Temba's wishes. They turned my father's funeral into a political rally. There were 12 speakers, one after the other, talking about Temba's father. I sat there like a stranger. I paid for the coffin. I paid for all the funeral arrangements. I even paid for the food they were all eating. But I was just Temba's brother. They whisked his coffin away, carried it shoulder high, and ran with it all the way to the cemetery. My aunts and uncles could not keep up. The police were everywhere. It was chaos. Kids were toy-toying, taunting the police to shoot them. It was like the day they buried my son, Luvuyo. I ran behind the coffin. At the graveyard, I was not even the first to throw the soil on the coffin. No, it was the delegates first. The songs went on forever. The police could not take it anymore. They fired tear gas right at the cemetery. People began to run, old ladies coughing and crying. I did not run. I stood there, right over my father's grave. I wanted the police to shoot me right there. I had had enough of it all. When the dust settled, the police gone, the comrades gone. It was just Reverend Haya, the undertaker, and me still standing there. The tear gas did not affect us at all, it seemed. Reverend Haya said a prayer, and I buried my father. I, alone, filled the grave with the soil, planted the cross with my father's name, his date of birth, and his date of death. I then said a little prayer and said goodbye to my father. I apologized for the chaos. I was very angry at Temba for what he had done to my father. And you say I was jealous of him. For what? For being a political activist? Yes, a political activist who never threw one stone at the police, who never blew up any police station. Temba could talk. He was always amongst the speakers at the great Centenary Hall, at the Dankege Stadium. He always said what the people wanted to hear, calling for stayaways when he himself was unemployed. No, let me put it this way. When he himself never had a job in his life. He supported the student school boycott when he did not have a child in school. Called for consumer boycotts when he knew who bought the food he ate. An executive member of the Workers' Executive Committee. How? I do not know, since he never had a job. He proposed rent boycotts when he did not have a house. Temba stayed with me in my house. Temba went to all these gatherings because they were his hunting ground for other people's wives. Oh, he was famous for that. Wives, girlfriends, Temba made no distinction. I was always worried that somebody, some husband or boyfriend, was going to kill Temba, even before the security police could. That is why I still blame him for the death of my son.